Hello, I'm Professor John Dewar, Chair of Universities Australia and Vice-Chancellor of La Trobe University. It's an absolute pleasure to be with you today to celebrate and recognise excellence in university teaching. I'd like to begin by acknowledging that this event and our participants are located on the lands of many traditional custodians across Australia. Universities Australia acknowledges and celebrates the knowledge and culture of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples as the first inhabitants of this land. They have been teaching about the world and country for millennia. We acknowledge the continuing role of stewardship of culture and country that rests with Indigenous peoples, and we pay our respects to elders past and present. I'd also like to acknowledge all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples tuning in today. The Australian Awards for University Teaching recognise the most outstanding teachers and programs across the sector. And they celebrate university teachers at different stages of their careers, from early career academics to those who've devoted a lifetime to learning and teaching. Teachers have one of the most honourable and important jobs in the world, shaping the future of people from all backgrounds and at all stages of life. Universities simply couldn't educate the almost 1.5 million students they do each year without them. We are grateful every day for the essential service of our teachers in setting millions of Australians up for a fulfilling career and ensuring that we have the skilled and productive workforce to drive our economic and social progress. Now I'm going to hand over to our awards director, Professor Angela Carbone, to begin the awards ceremony. I'll be back shortly to announce the Australian University Teacher of the Year for 2022.
Thank you, Professor Dewar, and welcome everyone to the announcement of the 2022 Australian Awards for University Teaching. I'm Professor Angela Carbone, the Associate Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Learning, Teaching and Quality in the STEM College at RMIT and the Director of the Australian Awards for University Teaching. This year we received 142 entries in total across all of the award categories. We received 105 citations, 12 program awards, 25 teaching awards, and we also received 15 nominations for the Career Achievement Award. Each application underwent a comprehensive assessment from our dedicated team of 138 assessors. There were 3 distinct stages of assessment for each category. Stage 1 was the individual assessment stage, where all the assessors individually reviewed the submissions based on a set of criteria. In Stage 2, the collaborative assessment stage, all the assessors came together virtually in their assigned teams to discuss their individual assessment and collectively shortlist the submissions. In Stage 3, the final stage, the Awards Committee received the final recommendations from the assessors. The committee then reviewed their recommendations and they either confirmed or modified the assessment before recommending it to Universities Australia Board of Directors for final sign-off. To all of our assessors, on behalf of Universities Australia, I sincerely thank you for devoting your time and effort in making considered and often tough decisions. Without your continued commitment, dedication and passion, a celebration like this just would not be possible. Next, the Award Committee Chairs will be announcing the 2022 award recipients in the categories of citations, programs, teaching and the Career Achievement Award.
Thank you, Angela. Hello, I'm Professor Liz Johnson and I'm Chair of the Citation Awards Committee. I'm delighted to be announcing the recipients of the Citation Awards for 2022. Citation Awards recognise and reward the diversity of contributions made by individuals and teams to the quality of student learning. This year, there are 59 Citation Award recipients. I'll present them grouped by states. Firstly, a recipient from the National ACU and recipients from New South Wales. Here, and here. Recipients from South Australia. Recipients from Western Australia. Recipients from Queensland. And recipients from Victoria. Please join me in congratulating all the recipients of Citation Awards. Now, over to Professor Sadler, who will announce the Program Award recipients.
Thank you, Liz. Hello, I'm Professor David Sadler, the Chair of the Programme Awards Committee, and it is my pleasure to announce the recipients of the Programme Awards for 2022. Programme Awards are for programmes and services that enhance learning and improve the quality of the student experience in higher education. This year, the 4 Programme Awards go to the Embedded English Language Programme at the University of Technology, Sydney. The programme screens all commencing students for their academic language level, provides targeted, subject-specific language development for international and domestic students who require additional support, and embeds milestone assessments in the curriculum to assess students' language using context. Secondly, the Retention Programme at Charles Sturt University. The programme has triumphed in breaking down faculty and divisional silos to introduce new ways of working, facilitate meaningful data sharing, and establish a retention culture across the university. The Medical Imaging Simulation Programme at Queensland University of Technology. The programme provides best practice, cohesive learning experiences with maximised learning opportunities through clinical placements and innovative simulation technologies to ensure students develop the skills to thrive in the rapidly evolving area of medical imaging. And also the Design for Impact programme at Queensland University of Technology. The transdisciplinary programme employed a range of learning approaches to incrementally develop students' theoretical understandings of self, society and global issues, while laying foundations for collaborative design to future-proof their design careers. Please join me in congratulating all the recipients of the Programme Awards. Over to Professor Emeritus Pattison to announce the Teaching Award recipients.
Thank you, David. Hello, I'm Pip Pattison, Chair of the Teaching Award Committee, and I'm delighted to announce the recipients of the Teaching Awards. The Teaching Awards celebrate the nation's most outstanding university teachers. This year, there are 9 recipients of the Teaching Awards, and they are Associate Professor Benjamin Wilson from the University of Canberra, a Jagera man who's been taking ecocentric approaches to education through Indigenous ways of knowing for the past 3 years at the University of Canberra and believes in the power and utility of First Nations knowledge to affect change in education systems. Dr. Pohilic from the University of Queensland, who has transformed first-year mathematics at the University of Queensland by building a comprehensive support network leveraging high-impact practices such as differentiated and collaborative learning, and her award-winning support learning tutorial, which recognises students as individuals with specific learning needs. Dr. Beth Lovies and Dr. Karina Riggs from the University of Adelaide, who have been leading innovative and fit-for-purpose approaches to student learning and engagement and exposing students to real-world research to build their confidence and self-awareness in their scientific expertise. Dr. Jessica Danaher from RMIT University, who inspires students to learn by embedding gamification and personalisation strategies into her teaching, including the co-design of assessments to meet individual student learning requirements. Associate Professor Nick Connolly from RMIT University, whose unique teaching approach implements a blended and authentic learning mode integrating real-world scenarios, complex problems, role-playing and case studies into the learning journey. Professor Paul White from Monash University, who has led transformational change in pharmacy and pharmacology education for over 20 years, and who has developed models that enable educators to engage students in deep and sustained learning and explicit skill development at scale. Associate Professor Jodie Copley from the University of Queensland, whose transformational leadership and unique teaching approach prepare students for increasingly complex healthcare systems that demand high-level teamwork and cultural sensitivity. Associate Professor Xiaoping Gao from the University of Wollongong, who has developed a holistic and engaging model of teaching with a wealth of resources, technologies, and real-world learning contexts to enhance second language learning and foster bilingual and intercultural competencies. Associate Professor Stephen Pace from Central Queensland University, whose teaching practice applies user experience design principles to pedagogy to create engaging online learning experiences for diverse cohorts of students, and who has been a champion of accessible education for regional students. Please join me in congratulating all of the recipients of this year's Teaching Awards. Over to Professor Sally Kift now to announce the Career Achievement Award.
Thank you, Pip. I'm Professor Sally Kift and have the honour to chair the Career Achievement Award Committee. It's my pleasure to announce the recipient of this year's Career Achievement Award. The Career Achievement Award goes to one or more individuals who've made an outstanding contribution to teaching and learning. As Angela mentioned, this year we have received 15 amazing nominations for this category, a testament to the strength of our sector. For 2022, the award goes to Professor David Bowd from Deakin University. Alfred Deakin, Professor David Bowd, is a widely recognised leader in higher education and a prolific collaborator and mentor, linking learning and teaching leaders everywhere through research and co-publication. He has shaped the teaching, learning and assessment practice of higher education globally over the last 40 years. In particular, he has led and guided practical application of his work in assessment reform across the Australian higher education sector. Professor Bowd's pioneering work focuses on sustainable assessment, feedback as a process, and self-assessment and the development of students' evaluative judgment. He has fostered application of his work in 85 education institutions in 19 countries, including 32 Australian universities, and has led or participated in 13 national collaborative projects to advance higher education practice in Australia. Please join with me in congratulating the recipient of this year's Career Achievement Award. Now back to Professor Dewar to announce the Australian University Teacher of the Year for 2022.
Thanks very much, Angela, Liz, David, Philippa and Sally, and well done to the award winners. Now, to announce the Australian University Teacher of the Year. I am absolutely delighted to announce that the 2022 award goes to Dr. Po Hillock from the University of Queensland. Congratulations, Po. Now, we're going to hear about your work.
I'm Po Hillock. I teach first-year maths courses in the School of Maths and Physics, and I've been teaching for more than 20 years. I love sharing my enthusiasm for maths with my students. I especially love the challenge of breaking down a concept and then explaining that to my students. And it gives me great thrill when my students arrive at that moment of insight and comprehension. That aha moment is very exciting for me. So I try very hard to motivate and inspire my students. I incorporate a lot of real-life applications, and I use many physical models to explain concepts. Through discourse, my students learn what it takes to learn maths, the value of struggle, wrestling with ideas, persevering, experiencing roadblocks, blind alleys. They are all very much the process of learning maths, and indeed life in general. My students who have left university have told me how the support learning tutorial, which is one of the programs that I have implemented, have assisted them greatly at a formative time of their undergraduate degree.
As someone who didn't have a whole lot of background skills in maths, Po offered support learning tutorials, meet a good group of people who you could try and work out some of these issues with, and when you were still stuck, Po was right there to give you a hand with it.
Not only has she just given me this immense love and respect for mathematics as, a subject, she's also really built a lot of confidence in me. She just taught me to believe in myself and work hard, and then you can achieve anything.
Congratulations, Po, and well done on this award.
There's no one more deserving than you.
That concludes our virtual awards ceremony. I'd like again to congratulate all recipients of the 2022 Australian Awards for University Teaching and offer an enormous thank you to our awards committee chairs who've done so much work to enable today to happen. Thank you to everyone who's joined us to recognise the achievements of today's award winners. And you can find out more about how to apply for the next round of awards at the Universities Australia website.